What's going on, guys? So we got the FD all backed up and ready for this engine removal. So we're about to get right into it, yank this engine out. I'm trying to hurry up, yank this engine out, fix this O-ring. That way we can get back in within a day, 2 days max. So let's go ahead and start picking this thing. Well, guys, of course we find our oil leak as we've already basically stripped the whole engine, have it ready for pulling, which isn't a big deal. I've only been out here for about 30-40 minutes. That hole right there goes down into the iron. I have no idea what it is. It's not threaded, but I shoved some safety wire that I just kicked down there and got a little oil residue on it. So as you can see, here's the fill port. It's a 13B REW FD iron, and that's where that hole is. That is a Cosmo iron. So I'm willing to bet that oil, when it's high pressure, is shooting, oh yeah, I can feel it with my pinky, up in and out of there, which would make sense because that would dump right in this general area. So I need to figure out what the hell that is and why it's there and how I could tap it and plug it. Honestly, we are this far into yanking the engine. Like I said, the oil pan is leaking and I already drained the coolant and everything, drain the oil. So at that point, it's kind of like, why not? All I have left is take a couple oil lines off, transmission, and engine mounts, which does not take long. Of course, with my cannon plug setup, I don't have to disconnect any connectors or anything like that. I just literally pop these guys off like I did, and then hang them over the motor, and it's ready for pulling. So honestly, I think we're just gonna pull it. Might as well just press forward with it and fix that oil leak in the oil pan. And then I'll be able to get a closer look at that as well. I'll take the upper intake manifold off and all that stuff, and we'll be able to inspect it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see, but you can see with the sunlight how much, look at that. Literally a pool of oil. Here. Yeah. Literally just a pool of oil on the housing. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull that. I just drained the coolant from the engine, so there should be no more coolant left in this thing. So why not go ahead and just yank the motor while we're here. I'm already this far. It'll, like I said, it only takes me maybe an hour to pull this motor, depending on how I'm working right now. Of course, I've probably wasted a good 20-30 minutes looking for tools because my garage is an absolute mess and tools are all in the back of the FD just because I brought a bunch of them with me in case we broke down or something needed tightening, whatever. So kind of a tool search as per usual, if you know me. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and yank this motor anyways. Tomorrow's supposed to be raining, so why not yank it and get a good look, get a good idea of what that is, where it goes. Well, I already know where it goes, but why it's there. I'm probably gonna make a post on my Rx7 page and put a picture up and see what the hell it is and why it's there. All right, guys, so about 20 minutes later, got all the cannon plugs, all the wiring done. As you can see, there's nothing on the side that is holding the motor in. I have to take the wastegate dump tubes off so we can pull it straight out without hitting the subframe. I just need to take this V-band off, and I'm gonna disconnect the back so I can just slide down pipe completely out of the way. Yeah, why not? That way it's just out of the way. It's another V-band down there, so no big deal. Pull the down pipe out, and then I just got to do starter, disconnect the clutch and transmission bolts, and it is ready to be yanked. I might call my buddy and have him help me just so I could have someone holding the motor, guiding it. Obviously we're gonna shuffle it this way since we have so much more room over here with the turbo being right there. Yeah, I'm gonna call him, see if he wants to come. I'll get it ready and hooked up and ready to pick. I just need a hand guiding it out because I don't want to ding my nice tubs up. And I'm gonna need to take the hood off. Yeah, I'm gonna pull the hood off, that way I could have the cherry picker go as high as I want. I found out, so that hole is a knock sensor port. Jesus and Seth Bronson also told me they both have experience with these Cosmo irons, so I don't think that is the reason why. The oil was coming out, maybe, but I highly doubt it. The only thing I could think of, and this sounds probably weird / crazy in a stretch, maybe with that knock sensor in it, kind of keeps the system pressurized, and then with that open hole, it was allowing oil to pool or push upwards and out. I don't know, I think it's a stretch. I still think there's a pinched O-ring on that dowel. The only other thing I could think of other than a pinched O-ring is a cracked iron, which from here, of course, I don't see anything. It doesn't look like it, but we'll inspect it closer once the engine's out and all the stuff's off. We'll get a closer look. But yeah, I really don't think that hole is the reason why, especially if that's a knock sensor port. There's no reason why a knock sensor obviously would be seeing oil normally. So I'm pretty sure it's a pinched O-ring, which sucks, but not a huge deal. Like I said, took me probably about an hour in now. What time is it? Yeah, literally exactly an hour right now, so not a huge deal. I only have one cut, so it's a win on my part. So we'll go ahead and yank this thing out, and honestly, it's gonna give me a chance to inspect all the bearings, make sure everything's good, make sure there's no catastrophic failures happening, or that's going to happen with the bearings, make sure they're wearing properly and everything like that. I did have that scare of the copper flakes, which I don't even know if I posted that video yet. I'm so late behind. But I think that was just from the previous time in the oil pan. I didn't clean the oil pan out when I did it, so I saw a couple copper flakes. And obviously I flushed it a bunch of times and nothing came out, so no big deal. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start yanking starter, disconnect clutch, all that good stuff. So I am gonna stop filming that because a lot of it's under the car and I'm not taking the camera under there, and I don't want this video to be an hour long. So we're gonna go ahead, do that off camera, and then I'll get back with you guys. Well guys, it's Heartless again. Engine is finally out. Mike helped me, this big old caddy. But engine's out, so we are about to take this over to Jesus' house, tear it down. I already turned over each individual rotor. Everything looks good. Apex seals are nice and springy, no marks or anything crazy. There was one tiny speck of metal in there that I saw sitting on the apex seal, but everything looks good. And when I turn it over, it instantly tries fighting back. So it's got really strong compression. You could hear it as soon as you turn it. It's some big shotgun sounds. So yeah, we got everything all laid out in here. I took basically everything over. It's basically just a bare block now. Just the upper and lower intake manifold and a few other things that could stay on it. So everything's taken off. Got the canopy all tied down with some rotors. But alrighty guys, so it is Saturday. I was supposed to come up yesterday, but they closed down our main Autobahn in Germany to demolish a bridge and put up a new one for the next few days. So traffic was insane and things just didn't work out yesterday. But we have the FD motor right here. It is all closed up and good to go. That O-ring on the dowel, we didn't notice anything crazy, but we did end up putting some RTV on it just in case. So everything should be good to go now. Now I just have to drive back and get this thing out of the car. I can't put it in tomorrow because it's Sunday in Germany and you can't be loud on Sundays, so it's just kind of annoying. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll get in we'll pull it out once we get home, put it in the garage, have to tighten up the oil pan bolts, we're letting the RTV cure a little bit, so we will pull it out, tighten those up, tighten the engine mounts up, and then Sunday we will start assembling everything, getting it ready to drop in. Monday we'll just toss it in there and get it back on the road, hopefully Tuesday. Well guys, it is a few days later. I just woke up. I'm on mids, so you know how that life goes. As you can see, it's been raining, so I haven't had the chance to do this. But we're about to start installing this thing. Get this thing in the car because the rest of the week is supposed to be nice, so let's get to it. I'm gonna start installing turbo, all that good stuff on short block right now, and then we'll drop the whole thing in. I'm pretty much just going to time lapse this whole process, so be a lot of music. All right, guys, engine and transmission are all mounted together, bolted up. Everything's good. I just yanked the jack out. I was supporting the transmission, so now everything's just floating on this ratchet strap. I need to go ahead, go into the car and put these engine mount bolts in, one on each side, and then I'll drop the engine down. I'm not gonna film that just because I'll be under the car. Man, I always hit my head on this thing. But just because I'll be under the car, so I'm not really gonna film that, but as you can see, this engine is really easy to install. I just did it by myself in probably 20 to 30 minutes, I'd say. So super simple. Of course, once I got everything on, I just drop in, put the transmission in gear so the spline doesn't rotate when you're trying to stab the engine on. Yeah, everything's all good. I took the dump tubes off, the wastegates, screamer pipes. That helped a lot because with it being right-hand drive, it gave me full clearance to not try to fish it around that steering column. But yeah, so anyways, we're gonna toss these engine mounts in, then we'll lower the engine. All right, there she is, all installed. Engine mounts are tightened down. Everything is good to go. Well, she starts. Something I noticed is AFR is at 11.9. I found a vacuum cap that was not on. I don't know if that's due to maybe it fell off when I yanked the engine out. I didn't see one on the ground, but we could have had a vacuum leak that whole time. So, of course, that's not good. I also recalibrated my O2 sensor, so maybe that was a problem. Vacuum and idle didn't seem like anything changed, so I'm assuming the vacuum cap just fell off there. I took that upper intake manifold off. Well, guys, clean this off. That might have made it worse. All right, guys, we are about to drive over to get my timing light from my buddy. We're gonna take it for a spin, make sure that coolant and everything, nothing overheats or anything like that. So it's this weird glare. Anyways, about to drive over. Hopefully we don't get pulled over. Probably go to prison in Germany for driving without a hood on. But yeah, so let's take it down the road. AFR is at 2.2 at idle. So like I said, we're gonna let this coolant warm up and make sure it's not overheating or anything like that. First time, I just say this is the first time I've ever driven without a hood. It's pretty cool that I can just see everything inside my engine. Oh no, it looks pretty dope. I like it. Well, guys, just drove it home. Threw the hood up back on. Just popped, obviously, but yeah, this thing is running really good. It was responding very good to idle or to throttle. Feels like a normal car now, no hesitation or anything like that. So I'm gonna see if Ryan will jump on here in a little bit.
before I go to work, and then we'll tune some more right before work. I need to pop my hood up, tighten the hood down, and I need to lift the bumper up. But I need to up. You're ruining my video. I need to do a ground wire still, because right now it is just, I sit on top of the manifold. But yeah, so it's running really good. I just need to tighten down the hood. I need to push it over a little bit to get it to line up with these body panels. I need to put this bolt back in, because you can see it's messing my paint up right there. Oh well, but yeah, running good now. So hopefully we will get this thing tuned this weekend, running and driving tunability, and we will be able to take it for some spins. Like I said, I'm gonna start putting some braking miles on this thing. Hopefully by it's Thursday already. Well, we'll be Thursday tomorrow. Hopefully we can get this thing tuned and running and driving with some boost. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.